Hi, I'm Dámaso Rodríguez, Artistic Director at Seattle Rep and Director of Laughs in Spanish. So we're in the Poncho Forum, which is our rehearsal and event space and sometimes performance space. When you're rehearsing, you rehearse for 3 or 4 weeks not on the stage, and then you move onto the stage for technical and dress rehearsals. So you need a space that can represent the size of the room that you're going to be in. This is our set taped out by our stage management team. One of my favorite moments in the rehearsal process is when the stage management team walk us through the space, and I call it the tale of the tape, and they tell us what all the tape represents. Before we started rehearsal, our assistant director, Zaina Salome, created this glossary of all the references in the script, whether it's definitions of words. There's a little bit of Spanglish in the play, so some of the Spanish phrases and what they mean, but also a character might get out in the car and say they got to go pick up something, and then they come back later, and we even have a sense of how long it took their character to drive and come back, so we understand the timeline of the piece. Something that it's not necessarily unique to my process, but it's definitely something that I employ on the first day of rehearsal. We want to create a kind of shared culture in the rehearsal room, and so we work on this together as a cast. We say, what do we want our process to be like? And folks can pitch different ideas, and so, it could be from the creative, like make bold choices, to even some real practical things like be present or no phones in front of the work. And then we add to this as we go. So the other day, this piece has a lot of dance in it. Some of that dancing is described in the script, but we've also added a choreographic dance language to all the transitions between scenes. And when our choreographer, Vanessa Villalobos, was in the other day, she mentioned in passing, find the connection with your partner. And so we added find the connection to our rehearsal process agreements. Sometimes we're working in a linear way in rehearsal, where we're going through the play in its entirety in order. But after you start to block the entire play and you've been through it all, sometimes process means let's jump in the middle of the afternoon on scene 4, page 30 or something like that. It can be tricky to work non-linearly. So I like to have a timeline of which we call a scene character breakdown. So I love all of the rehearsal process, and I think I got into theater and directing specifically because I love the problem solving that happens in the rehearsal room. It's a community of people working together to tell a story. There's a moment in the process where everyone knows the material well enough to get up on their feet and put down their scripts. I'm talking about the cast, right? And I love that phase of the work where we are still making discoveries, but we're starting to get our confidence up and we're really starting to see the play. Audiences should come see Laughs in Spanish because it's funny, it's heartfelt, they're big personalities and beautiful characters and a smart new play.